Individualized pleasures, sensualized perceptions can be misconceptions. Society as a whole is the viewpoint of the majority, but truth remains true whether or not it's collected. I can be disconnected, in fact I choose to be that way. While I can parlay with the differences while you see through the gleam in your eye, can you notice the shadows passing by the wind as decisions disqualify their opposite choices? One might just consider the unnoticed voice of truth if it is forgotten. New facts bring light to facts that weren't seen at the time. Things are not always as they seem when we're blind. Gotta realize that we may need to make reevaluations of facts and lies. Words misconstrued, unreal thoughts that are believed, perceived thoughts that rather conceive issues. And then there is also the logic, reasonable postures that prove to be true when examined in new lights. And then shedding light. Things are not always as they seem when one aspires. Those notions dismember the facts of reality. It's sad to see the downfall of humanity casually exist this way, consequently diverted of the right path, misdirected in consciousness of life. That's pretty much what it means, aimless, when we don't know where we're going, hapless, off a cliff. We fall down and it hurts the most in moments of tragedy, collapse, hearts, puffed up minds, and wounded flesh, consequences that damage, laughing because of our ignorance, misunderstanding a tool like a key to subconscious perception causes delusion, with no help to know otherwise, lest we question our choices. Rather than fostering an opinion, we lay aside our own understanding. Things are crystal clear this way, not looking through our emotions that can be unstable and unreliable, megalomaniacal cosmologists. Twisted loops that have holes, master techniques of deception, misplacing our intentions when we would have meant otherwise. The cobwebs become traps, spaces in our minds that we leave unhindered to pile up dust, or forgotten pleasures that were better than the desires that get trapped, racing thoughts that never reach the finish line. When we let the webs get spun, when we don't take care of the interruptions in our lives, is that the driving factor in yours? Unbelief in a paradox with only one side to believe. Things get hazy when the layers begin to form, covering any evidence of the trash's decipherable phenomena, projecting nothing but darkness. Anything gets concealed and we don't see the picture. A place where one can get lost, buying a fallacy that has no value, uncomposed and distraught, stuck in a corner because nothing can be visualized. Things are not always as they seem when we're blind. Gotta realize that we may need to make reevaluation of facts and lies. Things are not always as they seem when we're blind. We gotta realize that we may need to make reevaluations of facts and lies. Walking tightropes over chasms of illusions, things seem different, so we don't really care. Pardoning any chances at curiosities that can open up hope, that can open up foundations, footholds that can establish the proper progression, or so to speak. Rather, purpose and goodness, ways to conquer death, ways to compromise, meaningful ways that bring vigor and prosperity. Growth that never dies. What's wrong with brings death? The wages of sin is death. Sin is missing the mark, shouting into the dark. Faith comes by hearing, so listen to what I'm saying. How does one become conceited or narcissistic? Like what gets misinterpreted by what gets felt. Feelings get the best of us and we can end up hurting ourselves because we imagine that we know what's going on and we're blind to a place that we could relish in. Better to love and to wake up anew, rather to rouse in degradation. Every good and perfect gift is from God. Without God, there is no such gifts. Examine the ideas and accept the possibilities. If death is a choice, then what can be the repercussions? If what we believe may be wrong, will it hurt us is when the truth is otherwise? If hell is a destination, then sin can miss the mark and land there. One needs to be forgiven. If one needs to live, choose life in abundance, the rationale of the best possible faith.